Pentateuch, as I've said, I believe it is the fivefold book. It is the fivefold that is we refer to, but we don't realise that's what we're actually talking about.
Yeah.
As I've explained, it's got where it was written on the vellum and then folded over. The folds ensured that the writing was preserved over time. And it was originally written as one huge long word, like a long text message with no spaces or commas or full stops. It's interesting that Joseph Pitman, he was Jewish, who invented shorthand.
Yeah.
And shorthand, my mum tells me, was written without any vowels. It was just the consonants. It's that same idea. Okay, so that's Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy. Now, the oldest scrolls, as you can see, don't have the modern day. They've got the Paleo-Hebrew. This is actually a presentation that I give to people who don't know anything about Hebrew. So forgive me, I know that you're all familiar with what
I know
Paleo...
nothing about Hebrew, I'm a fat beginner.
Well, then hopefully this will make some sense to you.
Yeah.
This is the Paleo-Hebrew. It's kind of straight lines with lines across it in another direction, very similar to Ogham. And if you think about it, it was probably written with a chisel and a hammer or a stone. So therefore, straight lines worked easily for it. But there are other letters as well, but that's the oldest text that we've been able to come across, and it was written in Paleo-Hebrew. So the Paleo-Hebrew is what I have done by hand. And it's funny, like I know we all hate it when you have a Tesco delivery and they ask you to sign on it. There's no friction on it. It feels messy. Well, that's what Paleo-Hebrew was like. It probably looks more realistic when I try and draw on my laptop because that's probably more genuine. So the Paleo is the top line and the line below it is the Ezra square script. Now, my laptop has done some very strange things. Last week I was talking to a group and it wouldn't allow me to use my Paleo-Hebrew font. That's why these have all been hand-drawn. Now, today, some of my Ezra square script is missing. So I've now asked Victor to put those into order. So some of the letters that I'm talking about this morning, I may have to put a letter up to hold it up to let you see what it should look like. But it's read from right to left. So that's an Aleph, Bet, Gimel, Dalet, Hey, Vav, Zayin, Chet, Tet, Yod, blah, blah, coming across this way. Okay. This is what's known as the Aleppo Code, and it dates back to 920 AD, and it was written by Masorite scribes in Tiberias, and it's currently held in a vault in the Israel Museum. We've been there to see it. Victor tried videoing it, because you walk into this room that has been created like you're walking into a scroll, and it's all written around the walls. But Victor recorded it back to front, well, because he was recording it from left to right, and I'm saying, no, it's right to left, so he had to re-record it.
Whoops.
And that's basically how I learnt Hebrew at Bible college. I was given a copy of the Old Testament, the Tanakh, and it was like that. And if it hadn't been for the printer's label, I wouldn't have known to hold the book this way or that way or the other way, because there were no clues. Today, the church is in an incredible position that we have Bible Hub, Blue Letter Bible, all these resources which are written out in Hebrew, but the words are split up, and we've got the English text written underneath them. So you can understand why I hated Hebrew when I first started out with it. Okay, so here is what it looks like if you go to Bible Hub, and this is Genesis 1 verse 1, reading from right to left. Bereshit bara Elohim et hashemayim va'et ha'eretz. In the beginning created God. And that's that word I was telling you about in the middle, 853, according to the Strong's listing, Aleph Tav. And it's not translated. It's God created the heavens and the earth. And it doesn't mean the heavens, because that word ha, shemayim, ha means the. That's the direct article. Ha, shemayim, the heavens. Va, et. Again, it's va is the conjunction that means and. So it means and something, the earth. And as I said, this word that appears right throughout the Old Testament, but not in front of every accusative case, is actually highlighting God's redemption plan and all the things that he had planned for mankind. And he planned the heavens and he planned the earth. And as I said the other day, the word appears in front of certain people's names, but when they lose their calling or they don't appreciate who they are, then it's transferred to the next person. But it's a fascinating study looking at the Aleph Tav, and there is the Aleph Tav Bible. Okay, God created in the beginning. That's the word in the beginning.
Would you say the Father and the Son are revealed in the first verse?
Yes, but we're not going to go into that right now. This word Bereshit, just to give you a couple of little clues there. Do you see underneath it says prep B? That means that there are 5 or 6 in the back of Codex. I actually have listed suffixes and prepositions, and there's certain letters that are tagged on at the front of a word, and they mean something. If you have the preposition bait, which is the letter B, in the front of the word, so the word's actually Rashit, but it's Bereshit. The bait, when it's tacked on at the beginning, it means in. Because if you think about it, a bait is a tent, a house, or a home, and you're inside when you're inside a tent, a house, or a home. So it's all very logical, Hebrew. So it's sort of like when you're inside the beginning, so it's in the beginning. And that previous slide, where is it? Yes, over here, it says the fifth, 1, 2, 3, 4, sixth word across, va'et. It says conjunction W. That's referring to the vav, and the vav, when it was tacked on, the vav is the letter that means a connection, a nail. So that's why you can have the word and comes out of it. But I don't want to go into too much detail and make it confusing. Okay. So this word Rashit, if you are in Strong's, if you click, say, on where it says 7225 at the top, if you click on that, it takes you to this screen here. Oh, yeah, I do. I'm pointing with my hand. Sorry. It will take you in behind and will tell you what Strong's Concordance listing is. And it tells you that this word Rashit means beginning. It also means chief. And it comes from the letter Rosh that we're going to look at shortly. And as you see down here, low down, bottom left-hand side, it says from Rosh. Well, it comes from Rosh, as in Rosh Hashanah, which is the head of the year. Excuse me, in meaning. But Resh is the head. It's the back of your head. It's where you do your thinking. Like, you don't make decisions without your brain thinking something through. And as I say, it's all very logical, the Hebrew. Okay, so it says here, it's from the same as Rosh, meaning first, place, time, order or rank, beginning, chief, chiefest, first fruits, part-time, principal thing. But as you see, a concordance lists all the occurrences of it in the hope that you can then choose from the context what the word means, whereas in actual fact, you need a Bible dictionary to get to the bottom of it. And that's why I'm so excited about showing you the Hebrew letters. And if you look up Bible Hub and you click on, and you choose the interlinear version, that's what
I do that. I do it on Blue Letter Bible.
Yes,
well.
Blue Letter Bible does the same
Anywhere
thing.
else?
I would say Bible Hub and Blue Letter are the main two. There was another resource, and it's recently stopped. Sorry,
Esau.
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 Come across that. Esau.
It's good.
Right. Okay. Another one I've come across recently that's quite good is the Study Light translation, and it's free as well, and it's very good because in the Study Light Bible SLB. You can also work backwards, that if you have a word and you want to see where it occurs, it gives that to you, whereas Blue Letter doesn't do that, and neither does the Study Bible. So I use Study Light Bible as well.
Livy has a nice translation. What's it called?
Restoration Study Bible.
And is this online? No.
You can get an online copy.
Yeah, I need to use online
it's
because
weird
of my
getting
eyesight.
online.
Is it?
I want it. See, and it's free.
Okay.
Brilliant.
And it's called.
Is it online?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh, I don't
And what's
know.
it called again?
Restoration Study
I
Bible.
tried to buy it. I never had enough coin.
Yeah.
Said you can load down the app.
It's finding a good study Bible that doesn't charge you an absolute fortune, because most of us don't just have one resource. We have several resources that we like to use. But what you basically do is, like with this one, you click on the number that runs across the top of the word, and so if I clicked on 125, it would take me behind. It would focus on the word bara and what the word bara comes from. But as I say, it's quite basic in what it does. It doesn't tell you how to get back to the root letters, and that's what I do with people. I try to teach them easy ways to get back to the root letters. Is the pointer? Victor?
Can I play with this?
No.
No.
So don't see.
Go set him now.
Okay.
Not happy.
It takes a lot to upset Victor.
We're working on
And the turn on.
It should be on.
It is on.
it.
Okay, brilliant. Yeah, okay. So if I was just to give you an example, I know I'm going down a rabbit trail. If I wanted to get to the root of the word bara, looking at that, I know straight away it's beit resh, because you can get rid of the aleph and all the letters that spell Yahweh, Yod Hey, Vav Hey. You can also sometimes get rid of ayin, but ayin doesn't occur that frequently. I would also know from this word here that, as I said, the preposition beit is telling me that that has been added onto this word, so we can dismiss the beit part of Rashid as being part of the original root letters, and we can get rid of the aleph because it's aleph and the letters that spell Yahweh. Now the exception is if aleph is at the beginning of the word, because then it's necessary, a bit like me saying the other day, how do you say uniform without the U? An anomaly without the A at the beginning, so it becomes an important letter. But sometimes it's really just carrying a vowel and it's not doing any more than that. So this letter here, we can get rid of the beit because it tells us the preposition's been added onto the word. And when we look at this word here, we know the aleph is one of the letters that you can take off, and then the eat part at the end is actually just a plural ending. So we know from this that the root letters are the resh and the shin. But because I haven't gone through all the letters, that's not going to mean very much to anybody who doesn't know Hebrew. Again, this letter here, I can get rid of the aleph because it's one of those letters. Elohim, we need to keep the aleph because if you don't, then you've just